There's no air in there. Like, it all makes sense now.
Welcome, Waddlers. This is Waddlers After Dark, where the lights are low, the questions are anonymous. Actually, I lied. I know who all of you are because you gave them to me personally, and there's absolutely no limits. Tonight, we're answering real pregnancy and postpartum questions. The serious ones, the funny ones, the ones that made us stop and say, okay, I'm glad you asked, but we're breaking down everything in plain language, easing anxiety, laughing a little bit, because pregnancy already does enough. Quick reminder, before we start, we're educational, but we're not diagnostic. If something feels off, always call your provider. Do not go to that group chat. All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Kristen? Who's Kristen?
That was ChatGPT. We fired her already.
She's fired. It's not
Go away,
Kristen.
Alexa.
I'm 4 months, and I'm always feeling sharp pains, especially at night. Is this normal? First of all, rude. Second of all, yes, most of the time, this is completely normal, okay? Honestly, I felt this in earlier in pregnancy with each of my babies. But around 4 months, your uterus is growing fast and the ligaments holding it in place are stretching. The ligaments are basically rubber bands that did not consent to the job. They were like, excuse me. And then when you roll over, stand up, sneeze, all the things, they pull and it feels like a knife being stuck in you and twisted. It's the worst. I sometimes still have this. I'm pretty sure that's impossible, but I'm pretty sure it still happens. I've had 5 kids, okay? I'm sure it's possible. This is just called broad ligament pain. It's just kind of part of it. I know it sounds scary and feels scary, but it's usually harmless. Don't get me wrong though. I know it sucks. I remember I used to wake up my husband when I would turn over and I would get it and I'd be like, "Oh!" And he'd be like, "What's going on?"
When you get that Charlie horse.
Oh, God, the Charlie horses were the worst.
I remember the first time I got a Charlie horse, I woke up screaming, and my husband's like, "What? What's wrong? Talk to me." I'm like, "Leave me alone. I can't. It hurts."
Pregnancy Charlie horses hurt the worst. And Josh, you would always rub my leg, and I'd be like, "Dude, stop!" And he's like, "I'm helping."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Helping who?"
My husband would always run and go grab a banana. I'm like, "Get the shit away from me. I don't want to eat anything."
I'm gonna punch you. Get on my face.
This is all your fault anyway.
Yeah. This is so some tips to help you to get through this. Move slower. That's really the only tip. I know there's more here, but there is none.
What pregnancy pillow, right? I've never used it, but I heard it does help.
I used a pregnancy pillow, but nope, still happens. There's stretching. I used to have to stretch and take a bath before bed when I was in the 3rd trimester. That was just my way of life for 4 years. So you can do it. You will survive. Call her. Excuse me, rude.
Can you go away now, please?
We're all done. Okay, so call your provider if the pain is consistent, worsening, or comes with bleeding or fever, okay? Why does pregnancy only choose violence when you're finally comfortable?
I know. It's not like you get comfortable all the time. Next pregnancy, I want to be my husband. Not getting pregnant, but if I were, I want my husband to be the one pregnant.
Yes.
Like seahorses.
I would like that. That would be great.
Question number 2. What causes pain in my lower stomach, like cramps? It's always painful. Lower belly pain in pregnancy is extremely common and usually caused by boring things. And even though it feels dramatic, it can be your uterus growing. It could be gas building up. It can be constipation. It could be dehydration. I know. I'm telling you to drink water, but sometimes it does help. Your organs are being rearranged like furniture with no instructions. But if your pain is rhythmic, severe, and it comes with pain or pressure, no matter what, without a doubt, call labor and delivery, call your doctor, get it checked out. When in doubt, call them. Why does pregnancy gas always feels like it deserves its own hospital bracelet? Because it does.
Okay, we're getting into the nitty-gritty here. What is a Kegel? So we're at question 3. 3.
Oh, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so what's a Kegel? A Kegel is an exercise for your pelvic floor, the muscle that supports your bladder, uterus, and bowels. And
everything that goes away when you're pregnant.
100%. Actually, I found out with my 3rd that it also can cause pregnancy pain, and it's your abs too. It's all of that. I didn't know that. Kegels are like the exercise to like help you tighten it up. I don't even know how to explain it. I just don't.
Think of
But
clenching, trying not to pee your pants, and you're just doing that over and over and over.
kind of squeezing your bum cheeks together.
Well, not your bum, a little bit further up, but yes.
No, it's like the same that like that's how you can kind of think of it. Like that's how you can start it. I don't know. They help with leaking, labor and pushing, and recovery after birth. It really does, honestly, because otherwise you're just peeing your pants all the time. So think gentle lift, not clenching like you're stuck in traffic. Okay. Why do we only learn about these muscles after they've already betrayed us?
Question number 4. Is it normal to have weird dreams after birth? Yes, extremely. Hormones crash, sleep disappears, your brain tries to process a massive life change in dream form. That's why dreams are vivid, emotional, and sometimes completely unhinged. I remember with my son, I dreamed that he was on the floor, or I dreamed that I dropped him and he was just in bed. It also comes with postpartum. It's a wild ride. You're not broken, you're just exhausted. Why does your brain choose chaos when all you've asked for was sleep? Because once you're a mom, sleep disappears.
Hey, sleep. Love you. Question 5. Okay. Why do I feel angry for no reason? Holy moly, I have never related to a person more in my life. Hormones, exhaustion, overstimulation, and identity shifts will do that. Trust me when I say I truly know how you feel. I would say almost all moms do. Even when they say they don't, they do. So feeling angry doesn't mean that you're ungrateful or a bad parent. It just means your nervous system is overloaded. And it really needs to know that you're safe. And what I've found that doing the things that make me nervous and letting my body see, like, okay, nothing bad happened. It does help you to, like, woosah, you know? If anger feels constant, scary, or out of control, please talk to your provider. The support is there for you to use. It exists for you. Okay? Please take care of yourself. It's very hard. I have 500. I'm just kidding. I have 5 kids, but there's a lot. Like, they're all under 7 years old, and it's a lot. So please take care of yourself. Why does pregnancy rage show up like it pays the rent?
Question number 6. Mom, Dad, close your eyes and close your ears. You're not invited. My mom and dad, not you guys.
Stop watching.
Which position is best during sex when pregnant? Whatever makes you comfortable and doesn't make you dizzy or irritated or uncomfortable. And if you can figure that out, please share those tips with the other moms. Laying on your side, spooning, honestly, whatever you want to do.
To be
Just
fair,
avoid.
I don't think anything is comfortable.
I mean, if you find a comfortable position, I think you're better than I am.
In the 3rd trimester, it's just business.
The chore, you're only doing it for that oxytocin to get that baby out. Sorry, dads. But
Or what's a word? The prolactin in the semen. That helps soften your cervix, just FYI.
And oxytocin, that hormone that is prevented, that's good hormones to get the baby coming. Just avoid laying on your back for long periods of time. So
You'll
there you
know.
go.
You'll feel sick if it's too much.
You'll know. You'll get pissed off. Kick them off. Why does pregnancy turn intimacy into a full body negotiation?
Question 7.
7.
6, 7. Do any of your kids do
I don't
that?
even know what that means.
6, 7. I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe we'll go viral for that. I don't know. There you go, Pepe. How can I control high blood pressure during pregnancy? And unfortunately, I don't think there's actually like real control other than to manage it, and that would be to monitor yourself with a blood pressure cuff, an at-home one, diet changes, medications, rest. I do know that taking a baby aspirin helps, but also I just wouldn't take anything, especially if you've got high blood pressure, unless you're talking to your doctor about it. But I have heard through the grapevine of 5 children that baby aspirin and magnesium helps. I don't know which magnesium. Don't ask. I just know it helps. So red flags include headaches, vision changes, chest pain, or sudden swelling. That should be checked immediately. Okay, if you're having that, please go to the hospital. It is very important. Why does just relax somehow make everything worse?
Question number 8. What causes infections during pregnancy? Pregnancy changes everything. It changes your hormones, it changes your immune system and your vaginal pH levels, which makes infections more uncommon, like yeast infections, UTI. I do know that UTIs are more common because not to be gross and not to be give too much out there, but when women kind of have a low pelvic floor and their Kegels are not, they don't have that strength there. When you sneeze, you pee. When you cough, you pee. And if you're not able to change yourself and clean yourself right away, bacteria builds up. So unfortunately, it does happen a lot. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. Just uh,
I will say probiotics do help. So,
probiotics, cranberry juice works really well too.
yeah.
And if you ever have any other questions, and with the moms in our area, I always tell them if you cannot get seen to get your questions asked, go to a pharmacist. That is their job. They also know what to give you, but also there's like national sites for like OBGYN, and they'll tell you also, like they'll tell you like the homeopathic things like, cranberry juice or stuff, like they'll tell you what to do. But
Do not ever douche to try to get rid of infection. You're
no,
just going to make it worse.
no.
But yeah, just talk to your doctor. If you can't talk to your doctor, talk to your pharmacist.
Why does pregnancy come with side quests that nobody asked for?
Question 9. What is a normal heart rate for my baby? A healthy fetal heart rate is in between 110 and 160 beats per minute. When providers say baby sounds good, it means the heart rate is steady and healthy. And yes, you are always allowed to ask for a number.
Question 10. Why does everybody talk about the first poop after birth? Because it deserves respect. After birth, everything is sore. You're scared to push. Constipation is common. So stool softeners, hydration, and patience help a lot. I will tell you from my experience, that was probably like the worst thing, was having that first bowel movement after birth. But after that, I think once you get over that, it does help, but you do need to have stool softeners and drink a lot of water, because when you are constipated and the more it hardens up, the harder it's going to be. So, and that's where hemorrhoids come from and stuff like that. So,
I highly recommend asking your doctor for a stool softener. Like
they
10 out
should,
of 10.
it should be a go-to thing that they give you, that it should be in your discharge paperwork.
Yeah, you've already pushed a whole baby out. It truly feels, the reason that people talk about it is because it feels like you're pushing all of your organs out of your body.
Yeah, it
That's
kind
just
of
what it
feels,
feels like.
it's so to me it feels like it's more painful than birth, to be honest. Like that first time, and especially if you have stitches, I feel like that's why it hurts even more,
Yeah, for
because
sure.
you're bearing down. Why don't we get a medal for just surviving that? I agree, we should.
For real. And if ChatGPT keeps calling me Kristen, I'm gonna throw hands. We're no longer friends.
It's like spelled your name
I
different.
know, it's pissing me off.
Maybe it's linking up with your different personalities right now.
I do have a different personality right now. Okay, question 11. Will my stretch marks go away after baby? Stretch marks are very genetic, as in, like, if your mom had them, you're probably going to get them. If you didn't get them, you're lucky. If you did, those are tiger stripes. Wear them with pride. I have a ton. I think Alicia probably has a ton. I mean, people get stretch marks, like, even without having babies. It's okay. I know it sucks. I know it's part of the change, and it's like really, it's something I struggle with as well, but they will usually fade over time. They will never disappear though. The only way to get rid of them is to have surgery, and even then, to like get a tummy tuck or something, you could still get stretch marks from it. So, why do we shame proof of creating life instead of celebrating it?
Question 12. Why did my teeth get so bad after baby? Girl, same.
For real.
Hormones, vomiting, dry mouth, mineral shifts can all affect teeth. Personally, I think it's the vomiting that does it the more, because you think that during those first trimesters, you're not keeping anything down. And so when you're throwing up a lot of stomach acid. I think that's where a lot of our dental decline comes from. But also, yes, the hormones, everything else. So generally, the prenatal vitamins are supposed to help give you that stuff back. If you're throwing it up, it's just kind of redundant at that time. It's just a part of it. It shows you everything that mothers sacrifice for their children. So sometimes they're grateful, sometimes they're not. Why does pregnancy affect parts of your body that nobody warned us about? Because if they warned us, we probably wouldn't do it.
That's not true. We would
I'm
do
just
it.
kidding.
Have you seen the rolls on Evie's chunky legs?
Yeah.
We would do it.
When you take those rolls and you put and go ring, 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 those little chunky feet, and you talking to those feet like a phone.
Oh, yeah. I like the little feet. The feet make it worth it. Like, my teeth are screwed. Question 13. I don't know why I said it like that. Pregnancy is 40 weeks. How is that 9 months? I don't know. It feels like 100 years. Okay. Pregnancy is counted as 40 weeks starting from the first day of your last period. That's when it starts, like pregnancy starts. So when you find out you're pregnant, you're about 4 weeks pregnant usually. For the first 2 weeks, you're technically pregnant before you even knew you were pregnant. Each week is 7 full days. You don't start a new week until day 7. Months don't line up with weeks, so 40 weeks equals about 9 months plus a little extra. Why does pregnancy start counting before the baby even shows up?
Question 14. What does anterior placenta mean? What it means is you have a placenta that's attached to the front of your uterus, which can be like a cushion for the baby. So think of here's your belly, placenta, and then baby. So typically all it really means is that it's going to be a little bit longer before you feel baby kicking. I've had it for every one of my pregnancies, but you might feel it in the lower of your abdomen. So you might feel it in your hips and you might feel it in your pelvis. I will say, I always caution all of my moms, if you have an anterior placenta and you want to use one of those baby Dopplers, be very cautious because sometimes they'll make it very hard for you to feel baby or hear baby and it will stress you out and you will panic. So just be mindful of that, but everything's fine. It's actually one of the most common placentas out there. So
It is. It's so stupid. I had it with like most of
yeah,
mine too.
baby's fine. They just got a little pillow. Why does the placenta choose a seat without consulting us? Because it's rude.
Rude. Question 15. My doctor said placenta previa, but didn't explain anything. Literally rude. They literally told you they told you the thing that I just said. They said that you had that and they didn't explain it. That's so rude. She gives me all the hard words. She's Okay, so placenta previa means the placenta is near or covering the cervix. Your provider may recommend pelvic rest, activity changes, and monitoring. Any bleeding should be reported immediately. Literally, you should find a new doctor.
And it should be noted that if it does not move from your cervix at a certain point in pregnancy, it will end up being a C-section.
I think it's at like 34 weeks, but I think sometimes they give you until 36 weeks. Why do the most serious diagnoses come with the least explanation? God. Rude. Alicia, stop picking on me.
Question 16. How do I know implantation bleeding versus miscarriage?
This is a good question.
So implantation, it usually happens between 6 to 8 weeks. And I would say that with that, you kind of feel a
Or
mild.
earlier.
Well, generally, but I think it's between like 5 to 8 weeks from what my doctor said, but for me, it usually showed up around 6 weeks. So how you know the difference of it is that when you have implantation bleeding, usually you'll wipe and it kind of looks like brown blood because it's old blood versus a miscarriage from what I remember, it was a very kind of like an intense period with a lot of cramping and a lot of bleeding. So that's why some people they could have a miscarriage because they were so early that they didn't know, and the only reason why they knew is they took a pregnancy test or something like that. So implantation bleeding, it's really unproblematic. The only reason why it would stress you out is if you found out you were pregnant at like 4 or 5 weeks and then you wiped and saw blood and it causes stress versus a miscarriage. You'll kind of know the difference. They both can freak you out. So anytime you're unsure, always call your doctor. That's one thing we're always going to tell you is if you're unsure or if you need help, call your doctor.
I think a lot of it is quantity too. So I think your implantation bleeding should never be like more than just a wipe. So if it's like in your underwear, I think that's a cause for concern. My implantation bleeding was always before I even tested positive for a pregnancy. Now everybody's different. So Alicia's more medical than I am. I'm just what I go by from my experience from having 150 babies.
I would say I only had one implantation bleeding. I had more subchronic hemorrhages and then I had a cyst that burst. So mine, every time it happened to me, I always thought I was having a miscarriage until it was confirmed that it wasn't. Anytime you're worried, just call your doctor. Like don't talk yourself out of it. Ask your doctor, call the nurse hotline, go to urgent care. When I'm telling you this is their job, that is their job. Remember, your insurance pays them. So you're not wasting anybody else's time. It's better to be safe than sorry. Why is early pregnancy basically an emotional waiting room? Because it is.
Stupido. All right. Question 157. Just kidding.
Just so you know, she goes, no, 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 no. Let bring more in. Bring more questions." And I was like,
I do,
"Okay,
I
I've
do.
got a bunch of them."
No, I do. I think the questions are really fun. I actually love hearing them. So, question 17. I felt a pop in my groin and then started bleeding. What happened? I don't know. This could be a muscle or a ligament strain or something serious. Bleeding with pain should always be checked immediately. Why does pregnancy come with sound effects? For real.
So I will say I can give you a little bit of backstory on this mom. So what happened was that she was moving and she picked up a
Like moving
box.
houses?
Yeah, she was moving
Oh.
houses. So dad is deployed, so she was moving on her own. And you know, us women, we don't like to ask for help if we don't have to. And so she was moving her house. And what happened, she bent down to pick up the box and she felt a pop in her groin and she started bleeding. So what we had found out with her is that she had what is called subchronic hemorrhage, which is a blood pocket. I don't know if that's what popped it. I'm not going to disclaim it. In her
No.
case, that's what happened. So I feel like that is why we have limitations when we're pregnant. That's why they say don't lift above a certain. And if you overexert yourself and overwork yourself, you could have potential for bleeding. So just when your doctors give you advice on what not to do, listen to it. If they're saying don't lift more than 15 pounds and you're carrying a 30-pound box because you don't want to burden people with asking for help, there's a reason behind it. But we're stubborn. We're going to do what we want. Question 18. When is it okay to start shopping for my baby? Whenever you frippin' feel like it, okay? If you get a positive pregnancy test and you want to go to the store and go buy some baby booties, go buy your baby booties. Unless it's your money, do whatever you want with it. There is no timeline. If you want to be excited right now, be excited right now. If you want to wait until that first ultrasound, wait till that first ultrasound. Happiness does not need permission.
Question 19. My 5-week ultrasound showed no heartbeat. Did I lose my baby? At 5 weeks, it's very common not to see a heartbeat yet. Dating can be off. You could just be too early. Follow-up ultrasounds give clarity. I know that sucks. Those 2 weeks feel like a lifetime, but I promise you, it's possible that everything's just fine. Just give it a little bit more time.
And it's possible that it hasn't come out your fallopian tube yet.
Yeah. Why does early pregnancy require elite level patience? For real.
I don't know. Question 20. Can my baby fart in the womb?
Wow, that's a question. That is a question.
Well, kind of, but not like how you're thinking. Your baby swallows so much amniotic fluid and practice digestion, but there's no air in the womb. So the farting doesn't start until the baby gives birth. So just like the facial expressions, just like the sucking, they're just all doing everything they're supposed to do. They're learning. So, I mean, maybe that's why babies are so gassy when they come out.
I think that's why they are, because, like, they, like, physically can't fart when they come out, they just can't, and so that's probably why, there's no air in there. Like, it all makes sense now. The dots are connecting.
5 babies later, mind you, she's like, huh.
Do babies fart in the I don't think they do. I don't think they do, because why do they have such a hard time afterward? Question 21. What happens if I was on birth control when I got pregnant? I think most birth control won't harm the baby. Many people don't even know they're pregnant right away.
Wide awake.
Most people don't know they're pregnant right away, okay? So once you find out, just stop taking it, okay? And just let your provider know, but typically everything will be just fine. And this is actually very common, usually not a problem. It's not usually a problem.
The one that you have to like actually consult with your doctor is the one that's implanted in.
Why does pregnancy love a good plot twist?
Question 22.
Alicia's like, who's here with me today? I don't know. We don't know her. It's Kristen. That's who it is.
It's her alter ego. If moms carry babies for 9 months, why are they so lazy when they're born? First of all, rude. Accurate, but rude. Second
Are you
of
talking
all,
about the baby or the mom?
the baby.
Okay, good.
Second of all, great question. Your baby is a potato. They are born unfinished on purpose. If they stay longer, their heads won't fit. They're not lazy, they're just buffering.
Question 23. My wife keeps shocking me when she touches me. Did she get superpowers or did the baby hate me? Not to laugh, but neither. Your wife does not have superpowers, okay? Unless static electricity counts, which I don't think it does. Dry air, certain fabrics, these shoes, can turn people into a walking lightning bolt. Also, your wife told me that you recently started doing laundry, so maybe try adding dryer sheets, okay? Problem solved. Marriage saved. Why does pregnancy turn dads into science experiments?
Question 24. This question was asked twice, so I told both dads that I would ask it twice
To give you a different answer.
so you get a different answer. If moms carry babies for 9 months, why are they so frippin' lazy? They're not born 9 months old. During that 9 months, they're developing. They're making their brain, their organs, everything else. They're not lazy. They're actually working harder than anybody else. They're brand new. Why do newborns act like they just logged in? Because they did.
It's true. And honestly, after your baby gets here and you see 9 months out of the womb, like 9 months, like with newborn versus the 9-month-old, you'll get it a little bit more. But honestly, it is kind of weird, like if you think about it, you know? We love your questions. Okay, seriously, keep them coming for real. No limits. Mom, dad, grandma, auntie, uncle, tia, tios. We want them all. We want all the questions. Okay? Or that one family member who has some uncomfortable questions on the holidays. Yeah, bring those in too, okay? Because those are juicy.
The more unhinged, the better.
I mean, I tell you what, this has been a great time. This is Waddlers After Dark. Real questions, real answers, zero judgment.
Maybe a little judgment.
Just a little. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Boom, baby.